So, as you may know, Team Cherry recently released the Hollow Knight Silksong release trailer. And this trailer contains a ton of new footage from the game. So, I thought I'd just watch the trailer and point out mostly all the new things that we haven't seen yet before. So, let's get right into it. So, for the first part of the trailer, we get to see the Moss Grotto area. Not too different from what we've seen in earlier trailers. None of these areas are too new. Here we can see the caravan with the fleas. These guys are going to act as the new grubs for Hollow Knight Silksong. And here we see Hornet has this needle dash ability, which I think because it's has this white outline, that means it'll use silk when used. And this one has a red on, which means it's going to be a tool. And currently she has no crest equipped. And it looks like this area is going to be near the water area that we've seen in previous trailers. It looks more like a sandy area. In this shot, we can see these, this is from past trailers, this area, but we can see these platforms are shaking, which I can only assume means if we step on them, they will collapse. We have this clip where Hornet's riding this little trolley. Here we have Greymore, not anything too different. She still has a different crest. She has this silk needle ability equipped, and this looks like some boomerang tool. Greymore doesn't look too much different from earlier footage, except for this little bell on the bottom, which if we keep walking, it seems to stand upright when Hornet walks past. I have no clue what that could mean, but looks odd, to say the least. Some, not anything too much new, but seems those, just rewind a little. These updrafts are caused by these hot coals we can see lying around. Here we have the Bell City. It looks like a shop right here. And the quest board to the left. And Hornet has a new crest and this little Pimpillo bomb tool equipped. Here we can see where Hornet may be able to buy some new tools. We have the rosary beads, which we know are a currency, and this new item, which looks reminiscent of pale ore from the original Hollow Knight. We have Sting Shard, which we've seen is like a little spiky ball. Then we have this Magma Bell, which looks like it'll protect us from lava, and it's to note that each of these items have like these little icons. So the Sting Shard is this little red needle icon. The Magma Bell has this little blue crest icon. And then there's this crafting kit, which says it'll help us craft finer, sharper, and deadlier tools. So I assume this will just help us craft stronger weapons. Okay, this is the interesting part. Horn opens up her map in between deep docks and far fields, right here. So this is the far fields area. This is I presume the area with the leafy darkness. And we have a town here, Pilgrim's Rest. Then we have the deep docks area with benches. These are obviously going to be the bench icons. And then these look like they're going to be the shop icons. And these little silver circles and these little golden icons, I can only presume they'll be quests or there's some other marker. And up here in the top right, we can see Craw Lake, and it's going to be in Graymore. Another town halfway home. This one's in Graymore. Oh, and we have this new area that we've never seen before called Hunter's March. Don't know what that one's going to look like, but I guess we'll find out in 2 weeks. We have Bellheart. This is probably that town that we've seen quite a few times. Shellwood. This is probably that area with all the clovers that we've seen before. Here's Bone Bottom. We've seen this town plenty of times. And in the bottom left right here, we have the Moss Grotto. As you can see, this is the little cage Hornet falls down in. Here's the drop. And then we also have this area, Ways. It's half the name's cut off, but it looks like a sub area to the grotto. And yeah, it's like on the map. We've seen this shot before of this enemy spitting goo. We've seen these deer before. Now this area is interesting. We've seen this hornet sliding down these almost spore platforms, but now Hornet's scaling them, and it's to note that her masks have this like blue chilling aura around them. I don't know if it's cold here or if she'll lose mask here too long. And also the sides of the screen have these clouded glass effect. And her masks are shaking in that clip too. Here we have the ant tribe. We've seen them a few times. Hornet has this orange cloud ability, which is different from the other ones. Not sure what that one could be. And we have these ones are the caltrops, the spikes that she can lay down. Tool. Just a little. We've seen a clip like this before. She has this icon where she uses silk. Not entirely sure what it does, but I'm sure we'll find out. Here we have her 3-needle attack, where she throws 3 smaller needles. Then we have this like sonic roll where she turns herself into a ball and damages enemies. We've seen that in past trailers. And of course she's fighting with Garmund and Zaza. Here we have another clip of the Last Judge. And then we have this cinematic scene. I can only presume this is the entrance of the Gilded Citadel. We have some of these Baal cultists enemies. Here we have this Farfields. Looks like it's from Farfields. We have some thorns here, which looks like will damage you when you hit them. We have this new enemy, which just looks like it just projectiles vomit all over. And as we just saw there, Hornet uses her butt wings from the sprite sheet we saw a few months back as a double jump. And they produce these feather particles. And I assume that you'll have this ability like you do Wings and Hollow Knight. Up here, Hornet has different crest on. She has this saw ability, which we've seen before. Just a blade you place on the ground, and it slices through enemies. She has this little silk ability, which, as far as I know, is the ability where she dashes into enemies doing damage, like almost like a spear. Turns herself into like an arrow. We have this ability, which still don't know what it does. And then we have this one with the vines and white petals. And it looks like the petals seen in the lace fight. That's for this clip. And that little orb back there looks like it was very explosive. So there's that. Hornet has a different crest here. This little item, which we still don't quite know what it does yet. Looks like some more bell cultists. Here of the coral area we've seen before. Hornet has this little dart with purple balls on it. This could just be like a little dart that she throws, or maybe it's a healing. We're not entirely sure. And then she has this ability with the prongs on each side. Perhaps it's this ability that she's using, but I doubt it. Here, this looks like the area we've seen before that we refer to as Warlord's Tower. We still don't know the exact name of this area, but Horn has a different crest on, these gear crest. She's pulling off some silk move here, and we see this new enemy right here. Most of these two items we haven't seen before, and these spikes we've seen before. In this clip, we're back at this clover area. Hornet still has this new silk ability right here, which we still haven't seen what it does yet. And we don't know what this one, perhaps like a blowgun or like a map or something. And then right here, looks like she's in there spool of silk, which will add to this one, similar to how the extra soul vessels worked in Hollow Knight. Just some more bell cultist enemies in this room. New bosses. Hornet has this little pin pillow, which she's seen her throw and it just explodes. And then she has this new thing, which we have not seen yet, looking like a little triangle. Okay. And we see these new twin bosses. Which look pretty fun to fight. We see this new spider boss in this, looks like an abandoned bell room. This boss definitely is not a weaver. Has a similar eyes though. Maybe some type of mock weaver. And this bell's obviously covered in a bunch of silk, and the boss summons this almost golden silk. It's not the same white that we've seen from other silk. And yeah. And Hornet, her ability, she has no silks, which means she can't use it. And in this clip, we see Hornet use her cloak as like a little glider. She glides down. We see this in the sprite sheet. And the boss looks like it just springs up these massive bells from the ground. This next clip looks like it also comes from the far fields. We've seen these maggots on the bottom before, and then we have this new enemy right here. Looks like he's just trying to eat Hornet. And also we have this return of this little mark here. We actually don't know what that does. Here we have the this boss which you've seen before. For the life of me, I cannot remember his name. It's like Rubio or something. Hornet still has this silk ability, and then her silk spool is broken. So she could have died, and then she has this little saw again. And then she has this different crest as well in this clip. We've seen these enemies before, maybe like a mini boss. Though I do admit these do look a tad different from how they did a couple years back. This item looks like it'll just be similar to other items we've seen. The little spiky ball one. We still know what this one does, and we still know what this one does. We've seen this guy before, but last time he did not have this little helper. And we did not see these vines last time, so maybe it'll be more of a difficult fight this time. Hornet has that guy's claws. Silk Spear, which we've seen where she just spears forward with her needle. And then we also have this like little rapier icon, which I think we've seen before as she throws him. You've seen this golem before. She's holding this little boomerang tool, And then she has that little sonic circle damage ability. Here we have a town probably below this shining citadel. Not too noteworthy here. We've seen most of these items. She does have quite a bit of masks, so this is probably going to be later in the game. We've seen the Bell Beast multiple times, so this is nothing new. We see Hornet train, similar to how we would train in Hollow Knight, getting nail arts. So maybe Hornet has nail arts or some other ability that she can use. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the fellow from the church that we meet in the demo version of Silksong. In this clip, we see this character try to kiss Hornet, and Hornet just straight up backhands this fool. Also to note, in this room, it's raining, which we only saw in City of Tears and Hollow Knight, so either this is outside, like above ground, or this is a similar situation, because in the map earlier we did see a lake above, so perhaps this is underneath that lake, or could just be above ground. Lace fight. Hornet, this crest has this little white part filling up. Could be spare silk or something, and she does have this green bead, which could be a silk limiter, probably for using this crest or tools or some sort. And then she also uses the butt wings yet again to. And that's the end of the release trailer. And I would like to skip ahead to the release date. So this part actually has the same void particle effect that we've seen in Hollow Knight. Whenever we have a void creature, one of the knights on low health, just in general void creatures, Hollow Knight. So could void be returning in Silksong? Probably not. Is Hornet void? No. No, she's not. Yeah.